array is best used for inline data providers. Uh, when I when we look over the workout example, I'll tell you what does an inline data provider mean. And array is basically used for static kind of data, where you require your data need not to be changed occasionally. And another data model that we can use, of course, which is the most robust model, is collection. Collection means there are two kind of collections available in Flex: array collection and XML list collection. Both can be used as a data provider. And advantages of using collections is the view will get automatically updated when a change happens to your source data model, whereas while using array that doesn't happen. That is because the array is a raw data model, whereas collection is a collection of raw data objects. So, and another advantage of using collection is you can make use of the iteration methods that is specifically available for collection objects. Just because collection object is extended from list collection view, and it implements ilist interface and ilist collection view interface. And the third one is XML. XML is also like array, which is the raw data object. XML, you can use XML as a data provider for any list based control, but the specific purpose of XML would be for a tree control, where you have a root and a list of branches available. So XML will be best used for tree control. And here we go. Now let us see some examples about data providers, how we can use data providers in Flex. So now I'm going to create a new project. New Flex project. Test. Name it as test. And it is of kind, let us be a web publication. So now I'm going to have a list based control. Say for example, we will discuss with the basic control, list control, and ID, my list. So that's it. I've created a list control in my application. So now I'm going to fill this list control with a data provider. Say suppose for the first we'll use an array as a data provider. I'm going to create an array of couple of objects. Array, an object with an object with a name. Suppose a name Kumar and age 15 and game shouldn't be game equal to say something so that I'm going to multiple the subjects. Okay, and with different data values. I'm just preparing an data model for our list based control. I should have prepared this data model before starting the project. Let us have 2 values of. Okay. So this array has an ID of my array. As you can see in list controls, the list control has a data provider property, and I am binding that array, my array, as a data provider for this my list control. So my simple application is ready. I've just created a list, and I have created a data model of type array, and I have assigned that array as a data provider for my list based control. Now I'm going to run the application, and there you can see it shows an object, which means there are some properties in list called label field and label function, which you can use to specifically tell the control what data. This is array is a raw data out of which has multiple objects. Out of that object's property, which property you want to show in your list control. There you can specify in 2 ways. That's by using label function. Label function is a function which takes each object of your data model as a parameter value, and which doing some interpretations inside the function, and it will return the result. It may be a string or it may be a object output, and in our case we can simply need label field. Label field in the other case, it just takes which property's name itself, which property you want to be displayed. So there we have name, age and game. There are 3 properties associated with an object. I just only want to display the names of that object, so I've mentioned my label field as name over here. I'm saving it and I'm running it again. There you can see the names of the objects which holds the array Kumar, Deepan, Satish, Shantil, that is displayed over here. And now we are going to see actually how does an array differs from an array collection. As I already told you, whatever the changes that happens to a collection will get automatically updated over in the view because of the collection change events that are internally designed for a collection object, whereas in the case of array that won't be happening. So now let us see how that can be achieved. I'm going to include another button over here, say label modify. What I'm going to do is, by clicking on a button, I'm going to add another object to the array raw object. Let us see whether it is updated in the view or not. Click. I'm going to include a script block. Before that, let our layout be vertical. I'm going to add a function on click, which means while clicking on the button, this function will get called.